Christian, good evening. Governor Doug Ducey's #1 goal today to bring attention to our southern border, where he says agents are overwhelmed. Ducey, along with several GOP congressional members, the mayors of San Luis and Yuma, and also the Yuma County Sheriff touring the facilities and border today.
We're standing today at the spot that represents much of the incompetence that we are seeing out of Washington, D.C.
Governor Doug Ducey referencing the massive hole in the border wall, one of many. The governor's trip comes just one day after he issued an executive order declaring a state of emergency throughout 4 border counties and calling for 250 National Guard members to be sent to the border.
It's not about immigration right now. Immigration can be solved in Congress between the House and the Senate and the President. This is a border security issue, which is also a national security issue that directly affects public safety.
The governor wants to put politics aside.
President Barack Obama called up the National Guard. President George W. Bush called up the National Guard. President Donald Trump called up the National Guard. It's time for President Biden to call up the National Guard.
The only Democrat present, City of San Luis Mayor Gerardo Sanchez. Sanchez says this is not only impacting ports of entry in San Luis, but also the local residents.
The City of San Luis has been on survival mode, I call it, for the past 4 years. Before COVID, we had asylum seekers, and it was really stressing our nonprofit and our religious organizations to move them, to transfer them. And it is a big issue. The City of San Luis depends on our border to be open and to function. We're a small community. We're not a rich community.
Governor Ducey says the National Guard will be on the border supporting local law enforcement leaders. Ducey also touching on the massive drug problem this is posing at our border. Sheriff Leon Wilmot says the majority of this border is cartel controlled.
So we've got that coming in each and every day across the international boundary, where the cartels are doing human and narcotic smuggling while they're tying up Border Patrol resources down here.
Mayor Doug Nichols thinks the declaration of emergency calls on what border towns are really facing.
At the federal level, I think there's an irresponsibility to continue to release into communities without robust infrastructure, robust nonprofits, and robust way to deal with those releases.
Now, the price tag of all this, Christian, $25 million to start the initial phase. The governor says he'd like to see monetary federal support, but as of right now, that is not happening. Reporting in Yuma, I'm Cody Lee for 13 on Your Side. Christian, back to you in the studio.
All right, Cody Lee, thank you so much for that information straight from our nation's border. We appreciate it. Thank you, my friend.